Hey guys, so we're back once again for another stock market update. In this video, we have the PSEi go to 6,814, which is a good bounce from where it was last Friday. Please do note that for those who were tracking the market last Friday, we saw it, especially in the last few minutes of trading, massively push down, bringing a lot of stocks in oversold levels. And today, pretty much no, we are seeing a bounce from those oversold levels, and that's why we saw the market as a whole move up in the first few minutes, and also in the last few minutes of trading we saw it push massively higher once again. But before I continue and proceed with this podcast, I just like to mention this, that by the time we're filming this, Ripple has massively moved up. Just in a couple of hours we've seen it from early this morning push up at a very, very fast rate. And as you can see it also right now, it's nearing at least one of its highest movements over the past 6 months, and it's nearing the resistance. So it's interesting how it will play out as U.S. markets open, or at least we hit morning time in the U.S. In the next few hours, and how this would progress. And if you've been following my videos over the course of the past few weeks, there's been a lot of excitement away from at least Philippine markets. There's more fun stuff happening in US stocks and also in the cryptocurrency space. And I just want to update you on that there's so much opportunity outside the Philippine shores as well. That being said, this is where the Philippine stock market is. The PSEi closed up 3.06% with a value turnover of 9.78 billion pesos. And what's interesting about that is this. If you've been following my videos from last week, I just wanted to note that the PSEi and all of its indices were down last week. Bits and portions of it were down to a certain point also where most of it was down as well. Today, we have something different where the broad index, the all shares index, and all of the sub indices in the Philippine Stock Exchange were up as a whole. So the PSEi was up 3.06%, the all shares was up 2.4%, holding companies were up 1.83%, services were up 3.12%, property index was up 4.57%. So across the board, the sectors that have been massively sold down were up for the day. And you also see it in terms of SM Prime up 46.63 points, etc. Couple of things I'd like to mention. Value turnover for the day is also consistent still. We have a value turnover of 9.77 billion pesos, which is close enough to the current range that we're seeing. I just want to zero in on this though. This is still predominantly a local traded market today. Foreigners are still out. Foreigners are still not transacting massively. 72% of the trades are locals. Now, that being said, since 72% of the trades are locals, foreign transactions remain very, very low at 28% for the day, which, if you've been following how things have been the past years, it would have been foreigners more than 50% of the trades. But again, since they've been coming out, not really transacting as much, it's been locals carrying the brunt of the volume over the past weeks. Foreign selling for today, that 28% is represented by 1.2 billion pesos in net foreign selling. As you can also see right here, massive, massive movements still, that the very little foreign transactions that we have, it's pretty much still on the sell side. So that being said, I just want to also compare the index in terms of how buying and selling has shifted. This is the PSEi 3 trading days ago, where you saw 24 out of the 30 stocks in the PSEi down. Then it started to shift already. 2 trading days ago, this was Thursday, where we had roughly around 20 out of the 30 stocks down still. Then as we closed Friday, it still it it had a bit of a shift then naman, where we saw 15 or half of the index stocks down. Anyways, looking at it today, broad majority of stocks in the PSEi is up. And as you can see, it's led by the heavyweights, or the ones that have a larger allocation in the index. SM Prime, Ali, SM, BPI, PDO, TEL, etc., were massively up today, and how they move would greatly affect how the indices or the index would move as a whole. So that being said, I just want to point this out also from a value turnover standpoint. I mentioned that we have around 9 billion worth in value turnover, but it's still pretty much the same names that have been bought by locals. So APL 1 billion locally driven stock, ABA 715 billion locally driven stock, Dito close to 12.5, up 4.17% locally driven stock with 495 billion, LIHC 485 million, ASEN 474 million. Then you have the more traditional ones that have been bought by foreign institutions and even local institutions, PLDT rounding it up at the forefront, no, of those that have been uh, those that have been bought by institutions. PLDT is at 425 million, then SM Prime Video, etc. Now, comment below if you're learning, comment if this is something that's helping you. This is where the PSEi is. If you notice it today, it has been protected by the 100-day moving average. Saktong-sakto siya. Last Friday, opened higher, close lower. As it closed lower last Friday, it was sitting at the 100-day moving average. But also for today, it opened close to the 100-day moving average. Thus, please do note that for those who attended our stock smart sessions, you know that when the stock is above the moving average, it functions as a support. And please do note that 20, 50, 100, the 100-day moving average is stronger than the 20 and the 50-day moving average. And that being said, as we saw it start to hit that particular level last Friday, today stayed and floated in that level. It got protected by the 100-day moving average. As of this point in time, though, the 20-day moving average is still bearish. The 50-day moving average is still bearish. MACD is also bearish. And we still have a downward cross from the 20-day moving average to the 50-day moving average, denoting a more bearish undertone. And the uptrend also that I drew a couple of weeks ago that started from the movement in October, currently as of this point in time is still broken. And if you look at it from this chart, now this was from last Friday, the closing today of the market at around the 6,814 level pushes us above already the support that we have been watching. So uh, because of the movement upward by the buying that bounced from the 100-day moving average, we're seeing the PSEi bounce and continually go back to its current consolidatory range that we're seeing right here. So where my cursor is, this is its current support level, and this is still its current resistance level, which is consistent based on what we are seeing today from the move up that that was predicated from the bounce of the 100-day moving average. But again, I'll reiterate this. MACD is still bearish. The two shorter moving averages are still bearish. You still have a cross down, and you still have the PSEi out from the October uptrend that we plotted a few weeks ago. So I just want to note this also that natakpan pala, no? But uh, 4 out of the 5 large cap stocks that predominantly influence the market, Ayala Land, BDO, SM Prime, were pretty much oversold already, with the exception of AC, which is not at oversold levels. I just want to show you how they move influences how the index would move, and how oversold they are somehow influences also people who'd want to buy stocks that have been brutally sold down. So Ali oversold, SM also oversold, SM Prime bounced from oversold levels. Then you also have BDO bouncing from oversold levels as well. So that's so interesting to look at, especially for those who are following current movements of the PSEi. We have those large caps starting to bounce back as well, and how they move and how they're successful will determine also how long this progression will go. But as of now, it's safe to say that the PSEi is currently moving back in its sideways trajectory, but we have to have further confirmation if the support where it pushed up will currently hold, because if it does not, then we may still see a downward trajectory for the PSEi. So I just want to note this though. If you're watching this for the first time, please do not buy, sell, hold, or avoid a stock just because it's discussed in YouTube. Please take the time to study because it's your money, it's your responsibility. No one will work harder for your money than you. So please study this. Don't rely on your friend. Don't rely on this channel. Make your own due diligence based on technicals and fundamentals. And very, very important, use this site for information purposes, but study on your own, consult your financial advisor. And I just want to thank people, by the way, who attended our Stock Smart session last Saturday and Sunday. It was our first one that we did under this new normal in 2021, but expect that we're going to do more over the next few weeks and months for this for 2021. But for those who want to learn on how I analyze charts like this from a technical analysis point of view, we have a Zoom class that's happening at the end of February where we're going to discuss support and resistance, trend lines, candlesticks, moving averages, MACD, ADX, RSI, Bollinger Bands, parabolic SAR, Fibonacci retracements, and a lot of other parameters and technical analysis that can help you as either a quick trader or a position trader. So if you want to know more about that, links are in the description below. Just click the Zoom class. Then for those who want to trade Ripple or other US markets as well, I have a link below for eToro for those who want to be part of that and trade the markets outside the Philippines. So I hope you guys got a lot from this. If you guys have questions, 3 ways to reach me. Down below, you can put a comment in the comment section, ask whatever questions you want, or slide a DM via Patreon or Instagram. By the way, guys, no, just a reminder, sa Instagram, there's a lot of scammer accounts, so please make sure that you're transacting directly with me. For Instagram, it's only Marvin Gurmo, just that, no underscore, no special characters, and I have around 20,000 followers in Instagram. So please make sure you're talking to me and not any other account out there. And then I just want to note this also that ganun din sa Patreon. Everything is in the link down below to make sure that you're talking to me in those particular platforms. So I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that's helpful. 8 p.m. today, we're gonna talk about shorting, and we're gonna talk about how the GameStop sell down short squeeze happened, and we're gonna relate it how shorting affected hedge funds in the U.S. markets. So I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. Marvin Germo, see you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.